The real, I mean, this deck is like close, but just giving up Bone Crusher Giant is just so bad. Like, Bone Crusher Giant is such an absurd Magic card. Giving it up is really punishing. I think I'm gonna try this. It's not the most exciting thing in the world, but it's got some power to it. Should be okay against aggro and mid-range and control, I think, so it's not going to be good against... Well, actually, if Shieldred resolves, it'll be good. Yes. This is why we wanted to play 4 champions, is so we could flood on them when we're stuck on 2 lands. But anyway, the oh, what is this? Just blue-white control. Okay, this is blue-white control. All right, so I don't hate my keep then. I guess drawing these isn't bad if we can find lands. Got a hand that can get our opponent under some pressure, so that's nice. Foretold card, probably the draw too. Behold. Alright, I'm going to play this for pressure. Not that I actually think it's the necessarily better play here, but we gotta get pressure. I would love to hit my land drops, but like, just gotta get some heat going. Really, Jeskai Triumph, interesting. Okay, that's a really nice draw. I'm gonna attack, and then I'm actually gonna shock this in because I don't want this to get censored here. I guess I could shock in. I could just play this for more pressure. But I think 4, like the difference between 4 and 5 isn't actually that much. I'm gonna do this. Would rather get another option on this blood. Okay, that's a nice draw. What am I gonna pitch is the question here. Behold the Multiverse. Yep. Maybe one of the champions, although I think champions like kind of okay in this spot. Might be Kalitas. Kalitas is kind of trash against control. It's just like always pretty bad. So it might actually be the Kalitas. What is this? Is it just Jeskai control, or is this... Yeah, I feel like we're just playing against Jeskai control. It's really interesting. I'm gonna get rid of Kalitas. This card sucks in this matchup. Ooh. That one's not particularly good either, but let's see what happens. Fiery Impulse, my guy. Okay. Yep, probably just Jeskai control or something of that nature. Looks like an Absorb being left up here. I don't really want to play Shieldred into Absorb, but kind of need to get the Absorbs out of their hand at some point anyway, I guess, so. Can also get censored is the issue. I wonder if I just do play the Gifted AB. I am going to play the Gifted AB here. Okay, sure, go. Just a little more disciplined play. Pretty annoying against that, but what can you do? Still don't really know what's going on, but I feel like it's Jeskai control. Teferi. What on earth? Jeskai Hinata? Okay. Well, Shieldred's gonna be gas. Oh, Thoughtseize there is disgusting. Oh, come on. I have to pay 2 mana to Thoughtseize because of this? No way. That is so dumb. I mean, Shieldred's probably a pretty big problem for them. I don't really have to worry about Verdict. Thoughtseize being 2 mana is so garbage here. And I could, like, Thoughtseize you, attack, Fatal Push, but that seems bad. I'm gonna go for the Shieldred. Let's see if he can beat this. He can't counter it right now. Opus actually does not kill Shieldred, so whatever. Dude, give me a break. Destroy evil? Come on, man. Couldn't push either because of this thing's stupid ability. So frickin' annoying. Holy. Well, I can assume they're not playing Absorb in their deck. But we are going to get Opused into next week. Maybe not. I mean, I just, like, need to play this, I think. I don't think I can win if I don't get pressure going. Let's try this. So embarrassing. Alright. Attack. Oh, God. Games like this make me miss Liliana the Veil being in my deck instead of Sorin, that's for sure. They play the Otawara. How bad must that be for me? Play this, lose life. Cannot believe my opponent had to destroy evil. So maybe that turn I was supposed to Thoughtseize them instead and wait on the Shieldred. I don't know. I think making them have an answer was acceptable. Just obviously did not work out, but... we will go to 1. That makes sense. All right. Rending Volley is sweet. Fatal Push is complete garbage. Dreadbore also seems kind of bad. A Braid deals with Gear Hulk, but doesn't deal with the other things. I think it's a little too narrow. Kalitas seems pretty garbage. I think this is supposed to be my sideboard plan. I also think I'm going to put my opponent on the play. I like attacking their graveyard at all because they're a Gear Hulk deck. I think Go Blank is enough attacking their yard. Let's try this. Alright, we're keeping that. Thoughtseize you. Alright, well, that Bank Buster needs to go. Stroke actually is not going to do much against me. Yeah, we're just going to rip the Bank Buster here. It's easy. Alright, well, now that I've seen Bank Buster, I'll probably have a Braids in instead of Dreadbore next game. This Bank Buster could be a big problem. Just play this on black. Just want 4 black mana. Play this, lose life, draw a card. Go. Beautiful. Next turn we can Thought Seize him again and play another Zealot. Get the mediocre beats going. Yep. Yep. Alright, his hand is awful. I'm going to take the Gear Hulk. For sure. Combat, 1U. Shock Zealot. We'll see if he's just gonna leave these in play. I assume he will, which I mean is good for me. He's on a clock. But he really can't afford to spew removal right now either, so. I think I want to play around a sensor effect here, so we're gonna do that. 2U, play Fable. He'll get to convert his Abrade, which is fine. We'll get to loot away 2 of our lands, probably. It's all good. Spike Field Hazard, Stroke, 1 unknown. Oh, hold on. Stop yielding. There we go. Don't want to get bugged out if we can help it. Okay, that's insane. Combat. Attacks. Gonna hazard 1. Let's go. You got it. Damage. Play this. Play this. Go. Reckoner, Bankbuster. Pretty annoying. Pretty annoying. I am gonna blood away this land. Love a Sorin right now. Still fine, but they just have to run the champion into the stroke here, which is obviously awkward, but like I don't want them to be able to use the Bankbuster here. And it gets cards out of my hand, so I think I'm incentivized to actually play into the stroke. Because it forces him to not use the Bankbuster, which means he like can't he can't draw into Gear Hulk nearly as easily now. Just like one of the only things I'm probably afraid of at the moment. That or a Sweeper. Sweeper's terrible too, but Sweeper was always going to be bad. Sure. 5U. That's a card that probably wins the game immediately. Sick Bankbuster. Combat 5 you. We'll see if my opponent takes the play here. Alright, so we've seen multiple Bankbusters. All my things that blow up artifacts are going to be in the deck. So both the Braids certainly coming in. Yeah, draw, you go to 4. Draw off the Bankbuster, go to 2. Could hit like a Verdict, I guess, exactly, but it's like all that'll do it. Nice. Way to go, Shieldred. Well done. Alright, both of these come in. You just trim 2 Dreadbores, honestly. Still have Rending. Maybe Rending Volley just isn't good. I just like hate Dreadbore against Hinata. It's so much mana. But maybe that's okay. I don't know. Dreadbore is certainly more flexible. This is just so efficient. Can't be countered either, which is nice. There's no guarantee they even left Hinata in, though. They might think I have Lily of the Veil. They haven't seen Sorin Imperious Bloodlord yet, although they can probably put 2 and 2 together that it's in our deck. Oh, I don't know. That's tough. I'm gonna go for the more flexible card. The one that can deal with Gearhulk all the time. And, I mean, they could have Planeswalkers, too. Totally possible. Gosh dang it. His hand is so close. He took the play again. I don't think we can keep that. I want to. I really want to. That hand is, but can't do it. This hand's mana is super awkward. Let's get rid of the Harvester. I'm gonna keep this. And I think I want to get rid of the Harvester, actually. I want to hit land drops, get into this, and just win with Outpost Siege. Could also get rid of the Outpost Siege and just try to be aggressive, but I think this is the right bottom. Well, want the Abrade for Bankbuster for sure. That's a nice draw, so I can Thoughtseize on 1 if I want to now. Easily, in fact. Magma Opus, Hinata, Fiery Impulse, Deluge. I think I just rip the Deluge. Honestly, he can tap out for Hinata later. He also, his mana potentially is going to be awkward. I don't care about Impulse at all. Yeah, I guess, I mean, he can cycle Opus and play the Hinata ahead of curve, but I don't think I'm afraid of that. I'm much more worried about the Deluge. So I'm going to rip Deluge. Goodbye. Go. Awkwardly enough, a Braid looking significantly worse than a Rending Volley would in my hand right now, but that's okay. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty gas. This on... Actually, I think I might want this on red. Eh. Could matter. I think it's more likely I'd want it on black. No. Alright, play this guy. Trigger. They probably cycle Opus, but it's fine with me. Thoughtseize is so good there. Let's go. Oh, they didn't cycle Opus. Alright, well, I'm going to get Thoughtseize the Nada then, probably. Sure. nice. Yeah, I definitely take the Hinata here, I think. His hand is just absolutely dreadful. It's not beating an Outpost Siege. If he doesn't top deck a counterspell, he is going to lose to this card. I feel like he's supposed to cycle the Opus, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't really know what the heck he's waiting for. Really? This deck plays Fable? Give me a break. Kind of annoying. I think I want to be able to... I don't know. Sorin plus kill your 2/2 might be the play. I don't want him generating mana. Him generating mana is very poor. But Sorin doesn't really do anything is the issue. But him generating mana is super bad. He's got a Delusion Yard, an Opus in hand. He can top deck Gear Hulks and things. I think I need to actually just kill his guy. God, man. It's so frustrating. The Fable off the top. There's like so many bad cards he can draw there, and he draws a Fable. Exposing this to counters is like really frustrating. But letting him get a mana is also very poor, and potentially letting Sorin get countered. Whatever. Play Sorin, kill your guy. I cannot let him get mana. Like, him being bottlenecked on lands right now is a huge problem. Kill this. Sun's Impulse. Okay. Still has Opus. Just unknowns. Play this. Cons. Go. Cycles Opus, yep. Sure. It's so dumb. This card is so stupid. The fact it cost me one more to target anything, period, so annoying. Alright, well, opponent's in a really bad spot. Let's just hope that us drawing 2 cards a turn is good enough. Just what? Kill Reflection, play Fable. Yeah. Go. I could certainly still lose this game, but I feel okay about where I am. Sure. Well, they're attacking an irrelevant planeswalker, so that's nice. Soren's just gaining us 1,000 life here. Okay, that's gas. Never mind. Planeswalker might actually be relevant after all. Dude, are you kidding me? Do you have a Gear Hulk? Guy has a Gear Hulk. Guarantee it. So frickin' dumb. I guess he could also just have an Opus, because Sonata is stupid. Thank you, Zach. What a frickin' absolutely obnoxious card. So dumb, man. It's not how that should work at all. Alright, whatever. Alright, well, that's insanely good. I'm sure he top decked a Disdainful Stroke now, but... I'm actually just going to say no. I'm happy to play both cards here. Alright, play this, gain a life, draw a card. Go. You're not even gonna bluff having an answer to Shieldred? That's wild. I cannot believe they didn't send the 4/4 there. I am never blocking with Shieldred in that spot, ever. It's crazy to me. They just have another Opus. Maybe not. They might. They might be waiting for this to flip. I think I'm gonna Thought Seize my opponent. I think that's probably step one. Let's play our other cards. What a just BS hand, dude. Give me a break. Probably. He might end up killing himself to drawing cards, though, so we'll see. Do I play that? I don't think so, actually. I don't know, we're just gonna need Shieldred to kill him. That's what this is all gonna come down to. What? Why is he... Oh, I actually get the Deluge there, I guess, because he doesn't... I don't know about that. That's kind of odd. Guess he's afraid of drawing cards. Maybe he's trying to set up a double Opus. Double Opus will deal him 8 damage. See what happens, I guess. Sure. Well, that's infuriating. So now he can Opus. This card is worded so poorly. There's no way this should have done it for every target. It should only do it one time, and it's so dumb that card is 4 mana. I'm mostly pissed about how he drew this game. The Fable off the top into just 4 gas spells in a row. I do not think I could have possibly set this game up any better to win. Just a little salty about his team. That's fair. It's certainly possible. God. Yeah, I mean, my opponent drew just, hotter than the actual frickin' sun there. Their hand was awful. I thought seized him twice. Took by far the correct card both times. They top deck into Fable, top deck into Hanada, plus Opus, plus Gearhulk, plus Gearhulk, plus Opus. Like, just so stupid. All the while, we can't find our, 3 answers. But, again, that's another game that just showed Sorin is just worse than Liliana of the Veil. If we have Lily of the Veil, we never lose that game ever. If I were on the play, I would keep this, but I don't think this hand's keepable. Holy. Triple swamp, dude. I think I have to go to 5. I don't think this hand can play. We're just totally relying on Thoughtseize and then finding a red source. This is not going to beat anything. Alright, well, we can bottom 2 lands, I guess. Probably keep the Mutavault if we're greedy. We can, go this, Ridge on 1. I guess that's fine. Not sold that Mutavault's better than just another Ridge, but... Alright, well... Hand doesn't do completely nothing. I think I'm going to kill this. Yep, I'm definitely going to kill this. Just don't want it to be able to pressure the Sorin. Never found a good shell for it. There is no way a Hanada deck is good in a Liliana of the Veil format where Rakdos is easily one of the best decks. It just so happens we're playing a Planeswalker that's awful, and they got away with it, but... I think I just have to play Sorin minus and put in a champion. They're going to Liliana Edict me, attack, and kill my guy. I guess we'll play this so we can kill the Liliana. Could murderous ride me. Could do multiple things, but do not feel favored at the moment at all. Go. Would have loved to be able to soar in on turn 4. Would have loved to have that Fable in my hand and not had to mulligan to 5 this game, but here we are. Yep, just clockwork. Imagine putting a good Planeswalker in your deck. I guess that's okay. They have 4 spells in their hand because they didn't play a land there. Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. This is so bad. I guess I can maybe kill the Liliana depending what's in their hand. Alright, Leyline doesn't do anything. They have another Liliana. They have a Murderous Rider. I think I just kill the Liliana, or take the Liliana and then fire up and kill the Liliana. We've got Push Rider. Yeah, I do not want to deal with Liliana at all. Play this, fire this up. Kill your Lily. But the problem is, I mean, I really can't beat Fatal Push Murderous Rider either, to be honest. So it's the answer to everything. They're just going to beat me up with Trespasser all game long. They top deck another threat. We're so dead. Another Liliana. Yeah, I mean, we took the right card. We just... I mean, they top decked a Trespasser. What can you do? Alright, we're dead. Sick game. Alright, Outpost Siege. Typically, I don't like Thoughtseize in these kind of matchups, so let's go off that. Go blank, however, I do like. I want another Abrade. Gifted AB, I'm not in love with. I do want another... Well, I guess it does, like, trade with the Trespassers. Almost tempted to bring in Vengeance for Trespassers, but it's only... The problem is my opponent's deck is pretty differentiated in creature types, so whatever, we'll keep the Gifteds. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to take the play or draw in this matchup. I think I'm going to take the play, but... Well, we're going to keep this, but if he has Thoughtseize for Zealot, or if we don't find a red source, we're just so screwed. Go. Yep. Oh, Wizard. Okay, so he's just Devotion. Interesting. I had him more on like the mid-range control deck. Well, we really need red mana. Okay. Well, if we don't draw a land, it's probably just worth picking up the cards. At least we can kill that if I miss a land, I guess. Nice. Sick draw there. Another red card is exactly what I wanted to draw, actually. Exactly what I wanted to draw. Couldn't think of a better draw. class. Okay. Okay, Swamp Thoughtseize into Yard. I'll take your pick. My hand is insane if I find a land, so... That's what this is going to come down to, is can we find a land? I think I like Fable to get some pressure rolling. It's pretty interesting he took the Dread board. It tells me we're about to get shield dreaded, I think. Yep. Yep. Oh, as usual, Sorin just looks abysmal. I think I'm going to pitch them both and take another 4 damage. We need to find an answer to this card. Sorin, I guess, is like okay because... I'm going to keep 1, I guess, and we're going to pitch probably these. Sorin is worse than Liliana? No way, yes. Oh, sick. I can cheat this in and lose another 7 life. Also, somebody needs to gives James a talking to about not playing Shieldred in the initial list. At least I was smart enough to put that in the deck. Not playing Shieldred is one of the most unacceptable things you can do in a black deck right now. It's insulting to Shieldred. I mean, I just have to make this play. I'm forced into this line. I do not have another option. Shieldred's just crucial in any black deck, period. It's literally, it might be the best it might be one of the best creatures in Pioneer, let alone, it probably is the best black creature. It was probably Trespasser before Shieldred got printed, and now it's just Shieldred by a mile. No, it was 3 Kalidas before. And I changed that immediately. Well, we'll lose 5. Sick draws there. Excuse me, we'll lose 6. Okay, go. Imagine, yet again, imagine if this were a Liliana in that spot. Just literally in every deck. Like, what deck is Shieldred just not insane in? Like, it's, like, just crazy. And every time I'm playing against Rakdos with pretty much anything, I'm like, man, I hope I don't get Shieldred. Man, I hope they don't get Shieldred. Man, I hope my opponent doesn't play a Shieldred right now. Unless I have the answer in my hand, I do not want to see this card, ever. Last turn alone, it did us, what, 8 damage? So it's already been a 10-point swing. They're up 2, we're down 8. It's about to be a 12-point or a 10-point swing at minimum. It's just unreal. If we get Grey Merchanted right now, we're just dead. If they play a 1-drop and then nick those for 4 Grey Merchant, the game's over. Yep. Feel like I'm gonna die right now. I'm ready, opponent. Alright, maybe not. Alright, cool. Not just stone dead. Alright, I don't care about Thoughtseize. That's fine. You can maybe beat that. I don't know. I think that's a little bit insulting to Shieldred. Shieldred is much better than Tarmogoyf. Oh my god. I don't even think it's close, to be honest. Dude, that's so frustrating. Now he can kill my Sorin if he's smart. I think he definitely goes at Sorin here. And then I have to let... Really? Alright, I don't think that was actually... I guess it was fine. But I think he was supposed to go with this... Oh, no, he goes at me because of the... yeah, I'm dead to Warlock class. So I actually had to block. It's so embarrassing. What? It just... Ugh. Ugh. That's fair genocide. Well, the good news is we were totally dead anyway, so... Wow, Your article will be up on Thursday about it. Nice. I mean, Sphinx's Rev is definitely cool. I don't think like a one-up Rev is too bad. Or however many you're playing, I guess. You're playing 4. Okay. That is a lot. That is a lot of Sphinx's Revelation. We're going to keep this hand. Blood Crypt. Is this going to be a Rakdos mirror here? It might be. Do I want to leave up Fatal Push? I think I do, right? Just play this on black. Go. Have I ever revved for 6+? I have. In a stand... Well, actually... No, I was never the guy casting Rev. I was always playing Black Devotion. Alright, if there were ever a time where I would like to draw a Champion of Dusk, it would probably be now. Mr. Best Deck, yeah. In that format I was playing, you know, I mean, that was debatably the best deck. I think blue-white and mono-blue were, like, also insanely good. Okay, so we're playing against Racksack. Okay, well, second Shieldred's a little annoying, but I don't even know if I want to play the Sorin yet, to be honest. Like, play Sorin, I guess, plus here attack. It's not that bad. My Soren's not under a ton of pressure. He can claim this, attack Soren for 3, then sack this off. That'd be pretty annoying, but I do. Maybe I don't even want to play the Soren. What if I just do this? Yeah, I'd much rather kill a Mayhem Devil. I think I'm going to do this. I don't want to expose the Soren like that. Now I get to get this into play pretty freely. That's fine. Could attack, but I think I'm not going to. Here comes a Deadly Dispute on the cat. Yep. Have I played this match before with this deck? I have, yeah. We played it in our first league. We actually beat it, but we got pretty lucky, to be honest. I think, honestly, it feels like we're getting lucky to beat any deck. I say that, but, like, in a few of my losses today, like, I don't know that normal Rakdos would have... Normal Rakdos probably would have won. Like, Lily of the Veil is, like, way better than Soren in some of those spots, but, like... Our opponents did top deck insanely well, like, multiple times, but we're just, like, we just lose so many good cards. We lose, like, Bone Crusher Giant is a massive loss against aggro. Lily of the Veil is a massive loss against, like, control or combo. And it's, like, playing this stupid Soren that, like, just doesn't do anything on its own. We don't have that many Vamps to, like, support its pluses. Its minus is only good with exactly one card in our deck, and if we draw multiple, it's heinous. So the annoying thing here is I can't even play the Soren. Like, if I play the Soren, he just goes sack blood, sack treasure, kill, kill. I guess I can sack my vault to kill this. So maybe that's right. Alright, I think that is correct, looking at the contents of my hand, but this is, again, just totally embarrassing. Oh, unfortunately, Andrew, yes. Unfortunately, I was dumb enough to try this again. And we're getting clowned even harder in this league than before. Put that on the stack. Really? No shot he let me just make this play. Okay. Mayhem Devil kills the other Dusk Legion. The coveted 1/4, that's right, dude. Really? He's going at Soren? What is happening? Is he just going to kill Legion Zealot, or Dusk Legion Zealot later? Oh, a Deadly Dispute. That's what's going on. Can fire up Den into it. Holy, man. Oh my gosh. That is just so insanely embarrassing. Again. Imagine if this were Liliana of the Veil and we were playing good 2-drops. Yep, I don't have a Fatal Push to punish this. I vote for playing good Rakdos over this. Yeah, that's what we'll do next league. I'll play actual Rakdos. We'll look at Ginger's list and probably go from there. Just a totally dead draw. Just does actual nothing. Alright, well, let's play this. Play this. Go. Yep. Kari Zeb's expertise, steal my Shieldred. Oh, okay. Okay, never mind. We actually might have a chance. Oh my goodness, we have a chance because we have a good card in our deck. Thank goodness. We'll draw, gain some life. It's a pretty nice draw. Attacking here is like somewhat free. I'm supposed to fire up Mutavault, play Sorin, plus Sorin on it for a counter. Attack, then he trades Blood Tithe with it, more than likely. Maybe not, though, because he might be trying to sandbag this and try killing the Shieldred. Oh. Alright. I mean, Sorin's not doing anything else, so fire this up. Play this. You'd rather watch mono green mirrors than this deck? That's funny. That is funny. Guess I can just kill the Blood Tithe Harvester right now and then attack with both. That might be the play. Probably is. It's just a blanket statement that always applies. That's funny. I mean, you're not wrong at all. Card has just been awful in our leagues. It's not even, like, that good, like, when it's Lightning Helixing, like, against aggro and stuff, because you're still just, like, losing your resources. Like, you're not up anything. Like, Lightning Helix is sweet, but... Blood Tithe Harvester, sure. Okay, you draw a card, trigger. Lightning Helix for 3 is not sweet as far as you're concerned. I mean, yeah, that's reasonable. See if they fire up the Den again here and go with Sorin. At least Sorin has... The only thing Sorin's done for us in these leagues is give us a massive life buffer because people attack it a lot, but... I mean, how good is a 3-mana gain 6? Not very. God, we need to find a way to talk James off this deck. He is never getting to the Pro Tour with this deck. I will tell you that much right now. There is not a chance he is queuing for any professional level event with this deck. Oko was a little different. Okay, well, we called that. So if I fire up both manlands, he has to block or he dies to Sorin's Lightning Helix. So that's got to be the play here. He has no way to gain any life. He has no mana. Oh, he better let it go, or he's not going anywhere. He can either let this go, or he can not go to the PT. Those are the options. I thought Mac was being aggressive this weekend when he said if James brings vampires to Atlanta, he's not going to play test with him. But I'm starting to understand where Mac was coming from. This deck is just not good. Ooh, he can get back the cat here and block. Didn't even realize that, but that's okay. I can still just sack the vault and kill the harvester. Although he probably just blocks because he knows I can do that. Or is he going to let me make a mistake? Okay. That works for me. Could I interest you in some good Rakdos? Yeah, we'll play good Rakdos later. Kill this. Gain another 3. Now Soren dies to a couple 1/1s. Yeah, I mean, mono green's good too. I almost certainly will not be playing mono green. Unless I was actually convinced that Stone Cold the best deck, but I'm definitely not. Soren's down. Opponent's got a bunch of blood that he can't really afford to crack because of Shieldred. Takanuma. There is a Mayhem Devil. That's gross. Wait, he gets back Harvester? I guess that makes sense. Well, that's rude. Good thing I have another one, though. Nice try, opponent. Nice try there. Could hold that in hand, but I think I want to play it. Go! Take 2. Do the oven thing, I assume.
Computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Sure. Okay, trigger, you lose 2 more. So he can double block this with Den of the Bugbear and Token. It's kind of annoying, but then he can't pop a food off, I guess. He cannot get Cat back if he wants to gain life off this food, so that's like kind of real. Alright, we'll fire it up. I don't think there's any reason to not do this. And I can eat the Mayhem Devil probably, so he can't top deck one of those. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay, opponent concedes. I did not think they were quite dead there, but take it. I I cannot believe we keep finding ways to beat this deck. They are drawing so poorly against us, it's insane. We won a game, let's go. It's second game of the league. Very lucky. Alright, the rest might be good enough against them. I guess I just trim on the garbage. One of these, maybe two of these. Boy, that was tough to type without laughing. Yeah, I bet it was. It's tough to read without laughing, honestly. I'm gonna do like this. Sand's fine. Light can't hate spells against them, that's for sure. Sure. Got Thoughtseize for... Okay, that's a nice draw as well. Thoughtseize you. Push, Cauldron Familiar, Mayhem Devil. I mean, I've got to take the Devil, right? This just like has to be Devil. Gifted AB's not great here. We could... Yeah, it just has to be the Devil. There's no way. I don't have a removal spell, so this just has to go. Because I don't want to play Modern. The only reason I played Modern this weekend is because I had to. Cauldron Familiar. And there it is. It's a little bit frustrating. Had I known I was going to draw this, I just would have taken their Fatal Push, but oh well. Yeah, it's a good play from them. I wonder, they're just playing to another Mayhem Devil, I guess, by not sacking that there, probably. Can you interest me in some Is-It draw control? No. No is the answer. Honestly, yeah, you probably could. We could try brewing something up. It'd be better than this. It'd be better than whatever this garbage is, that's for sure. Alright, so their last card is Fatal Push, which they're saving for Shieldred. It's kind of a nice draw, I guess. Attacking's just, like, not even worth. Is it draw control is back? It sure is. Alright, well, go. It's a little annoying. I need to just hold the Shieldred, but I actually just cannot put that into play. We need to wait until I draw another Hand Hate spell. Hopefully we can draw a land to just slam Champion. We're really not in that bad a shape, though. We have way more cards than our opponent. We need them to not, like, top deck like a lot of my other opponents have been drawing, but... Dude, I am so sick of the way people are drawing in these leagues. This is so ridiculous. It's just the dumbest stuff you will ever see. Well, now he can I wonder if he's just going to go all face or if he's going to kill the gifted. He probably kills the gifted, I guess. Yeah. He's now... So stupid. Alright. Whatever. Sacks the cat. Buys the cat back. Devil dies. Well, I'm happy my opponents didn't draw like this in Modern this weekend. This is not how I won a tournament, is my opponents drawing best possibles off the top of their deck over and over and over again. At least Grixis Death Shadow has, like, counterplay to it, though. And Rakdos, like, you're kind of out of luck. But also, our deck is just worse than standard Rakdos. That's hurting, too. But what's up, Will? Still on bad Rakdos. Yes, we are on really bad Rakdos. Terrible, unplayable Rakdos. That is what we are still playing. Yes, sirree. Horrible, awful, unplayable Rakdos. Shock, champ. Alright, never mind. Don't even have to shock. Easy. Champion of Dusk. Lose 2, draw 2. Okay. You have a cool EDH Vampires deck, huh? Nice, nice. Well, we find a classic sequence. My opponent top decks Hand Aid spell, and I finally top deck the way to deal with their removal spell for Shieldred. That's just disgusting. Alright, Duress. Probably, I guess I might attack first. Excited for their last card to just be a creature, too. Yeah, if they're doing this, it is, I bet. No way you make this play. Okay, it's a mountain. Alright, that's fine, I guess. Whatever. Play this. Blood the Blood Crypt away. Go. You drew a Deadly Dispute. Sick. Honestly, that play could be a little greedy, depending on how he draws. No, it's worse. This is worse, Andrew. This is way worse. Don't do that to yourself. This deck is far worse. My deck is pretty mid. Oh, it's very, very mid. It's bad, dude. You don't gotta be sorry for being that guy. Sorry, I missed this earlier, but great curve, good luck. And I would love to see your Jund Walker's list if you're still here. And who knows why in the world they put those two cards in the same set together. I agree. A lot of people have asked that for quite a while now, I think. Well, let's send. Play this. Go. Still got a chance. Jund Sauce. I'd be into trying Jund Sauce. I'll have to give it a look. Sounds pretty cool to me, though. I'm in for some Planeswalker action. Look at our game win percentage against Rakdos Sack. You're right, our game win percentage against exactly Rakdos Sack when they're drawing nothing all game long has been really good. Is this Sokanzan? Meat Hook? Okay, whatever. Guess that's why Gigantha's not in their deck. That's fine, though. Annoying, but fine. Yeah, Cat Oven is so deadly now. It's just insane. Okay, I'm gonna pitch push Blood Crypt. They're just not good enough. Sick. Alright, cons. Hopefully our opponent just draws all of his fatal pushes. Just every fatal push in his deck I want in his hand right now. Just trip fatal push, please. Our deck is, like, so good. Yeah, I agree. It's just awesome deck. Awesome deck. Cons. I can only imagine how bad this would have been if I wouldn't have made the changes I did. Why are we unironically playing this enchantment? Outpost Siege is actually good. I've liked Siege in a lot of decks I've played it in. That was a card I added, too. This card has not been the issue. Oh, that's pretty bad for me. Although he does just kind of have to sack the Devil, which is... What mode did we choose? Cons. So we're drawing 2 cards a turn now. That has happened so much today, by the way, where we just, like, just land off this. Anyway, play this, obviously. I mean, I'm gonna attack. So he's gonna go sack treasure, block set, really. God, that cannot be good for me at all. He just must... Does he have another Devil or something? Like, I can't believe he wouldn't start the cat train with a Meat Hook in play. I'm just so dead to it. It's so much damage. Just so unnecessarily greedy, but it doesn't look like he's going to get punished at all. Nope, why would he? Well, now we're just completely dead. I'm not going to make him go through this. He is down 10 minutes on clock, but... Is if blue is... Oh, Noah's blue-black control has to be better than this. I think I'm going to take the draw because I just don't think we can win a game on the play. I just don't think our deck is good enough to win when we're down resources. Especially the way my opponents have been top decking today. It's your staple Pioneer deck? Nice. At what point does playing bad decks? I don't know. At some point. Yeah, we'll try this. Wow, this deck's really good. I love that everybody's just... Oh... Is this what they played before? Yeah, maybe. It's hard to say. It's hard to know. Oh, it's just too good. It really is. Just too funny. Too funny. One of the worst decks I've ever played. Go ahead. Oh, right, Mac Endress. That's funny. Okay, we'll be killing that, attacking for 3. Okay, that's kind of a good draw, all things considered. Funny enough, though, I still think I want to Dreadbore this. I want him to think I don't have another one. That stupid hamster got thrown at you? Yeah, that happens. As soon as James plays it, I don't see him lose. Dude, it's because he's playing locals. We're playing on Moto. The level of our opponents and decks are so much higher. And when you go to an NRG, the same thing applies. Like, the average NRG player is probably about the same as the average Moto player. Well, Moto is probably a little higher, to be honest. But the top of the NRG, though, like the top players at NRG are probably better than your average Moto players. Like, when you get in the good brackets, he's not going to win. Does Hamster belong in Cube? It could definitely go in Cube. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You actually need to save the blood to push off the Fable. This happens. Kind of a gas draw. Dreadbore this. Play this. Play this. Guess this is weak to another Thoughtseize. Yeah, maybe that was dumb. It was actually supposed to leave up blood there. Well, then I'm screwed. No, it's okay, DBZ. You just have to win every round. You're just playing the team mode on the team event on hard mode. Soren just looking spectacular yet again. Absolutely spectacular here. It actually doesn't look that heinous, but it does look pretty bad. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna Thoughtseize my opponent here. Very clearly do not have a land in their hand. Yep, goodbye to that. You don't want to do that again, that's fair. Your matchups just confirm why you want 4 Abrupt Decay. Yeah, Abrupt Decay is very good. Mostly. It's mostly very good. Abrupt Decay is pretty awkward against, like, the Asika's Chariot Sky Sovereign decks, though. But so is Dreadbore, to be fair, so. Well, it looks like we might be able to win a match against Raksack where they multi 5 and I put them on the play in game 3 because I didn't think we could win a game where our resources were even. So our deck is cracked. So I have to sack and kill the Reflection, I think. Killing this. I have to push the Blood Tithe. And we attack. Alright, we've got a chance. We have almost a useless Planeswalker in play, which is sweet. I fear Liliana wouldn't be too much better here. Oh my goodness, we beat Raksak again. If there's a deck that our deck can beat, it somehow is Raksak, which really doesn't make any sense, to be honest. You would assume our still pretty much creature-based deck wouldn't be good against Raksak, but I guess I did pack some Abrades, which helps that matchup. Alright, I'll be right back, chat. We get some water before we inevitably have another losing record in this league, but I'll be right back. Alrighty. And yep, Genocide, I agree. Our deck is completely busted. Nothing wrong with it. One of the all-time best decks right here, Rakdos Vampires. How did that last league go? Well, our combined record today is 3-5, so it went badly. We went 2-3. I guess we keep this. We've got Zealot into a lot of Fables. If they're still on Fires of Invention, we're in trouble. Is this Karuga? They're definitely on Fires. I maybe should have mulled this, actually. No Hand-Aid spell. But to be fair, I would have kept this blind, so it's not really fair to use their last deck if we're, like, testing legitimately. Although, at the RC, we'll know everybody's deck list, and we did see Karuga, which is a huge sell, so we actually would have known that they were on Fires. So yeah, I maybe should have mulliganed this. Regardless. Huh. This digs me to a Thoughtseize, so I think I just have to play this, even though this is, like, way better pressure. You just have to try to find Thoughtseize to have any hope. Oh boy. Alright. God, we are so dead. He definitely has fires. I'm gonna attack and play a Fable, and we'll lose to fires. I could play Dusk and try to find it, but it's very unlikely. Yep. Oh, it's an Omnath. Alright, that might be beatable. Okay, Gifted AB seems heinous. Kind of. It does let me double spell. Oh, it's really not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for like a Dreadbore or something. It's probably like land... Oh, it's just land Fable. I don't need 3 of those. Alright, Thoughtseize is pretty gas. Oh my goodness. What a hand that is. Alright, well, I'm gonna take the Kenrith. Huh. Now this opponent has some spice. I mean, we played this last week. It's really no different than what we were doing. Or whenever Chris had us play Fires. Oh god, do I attack? That's fair. No, it's a sweet deck. The Karuga Fires decks have also been showing up. I'm going to attack both. Might use Sorin here to pick off the Omnath. And they just have 2 more. It's the problem. It's just like so bad. It's ridiculous. Everything's bad though. If I leave it in play, they just pick up Karuga, play Karuga. It's also terrible. Again, imagine if this were Liliana. Chris went 0-3. Well, I got a 5-0, and I've seen multiple other people 5-0ing with the Fires deck, so I don't think they're actually that bad. I think he had a bad week. It is so terrible. It's just freaking just complete embarrassment. I cannot let them Karuga me. There's just no way. I mean, Omnath is also just... all of it's so bad. There's just nothing good about this situation for me at all. Chris is just... No. That's not what I said. Oh, did he top deck another Kenrith? About ready to hit the concede button if that's the case. Oh. Oh my god. Andy hit the worst card in play. Let's go. Let's go, man. That is so lucky. Alright, well. We've kind of put it in a spot where Verdict is not that good, so... I guess he can just loot it away, though. Problem. Go. Can't imagine any verdicts here, but he might. I think he's probably just going to pitch the verdict. I don't know, though. He might not want to deal with me reflecting Dusk Legion all game long, so... we'll see. You'll dunk on Chris all day, every day. Alright, that's fair, DBZ. That's fair. He did ditch the verdict. That makes sense. Yep, we're dead. There's no way I'm beating this ever. Karuga is coming next turn to draw my opponent 1,000 cards. Also had Stomp, sick. He gets to attack. I don't even think this game's winnable at all. I can't deal with fires, so Karuga just easily beats me. He like plays this and then play. Yep. Next game. That's enough. This is why we play Terra Sunder and Riveteer's Charm. Yeah, that's Terra Sunder's good. I like Terra Sunder. That's a real Magic card for sure. Let's just ditch all the pushes. Probably want Epic Downfall in here too, to be honest. Probably Braid doesn't do anything. Kalidas doesn't really do anything either. Alright, I think I will take the play this time. No play Kalidas. No, it's okay. You can eat your bad vampire. It's a good point. This is another matchup where I like don't mind taking the draw, but I think... I don't know. Getting under them is really hard because they play 1,000 sweepers. Alright, well, we'll keep this. It's not a very good hand, but... it's not a hand I'm going to mulligan, I don't think. Powerful Magic copying Dusk Legion Zealot every turn, that's true. That is true. Very powerful. Good and powerful. Play this. Trigger. Go. Make our own Phyrexian Arena, yeah. Combat. Bang. Actually gonna play another Dusk Legion here. I want to try to dig things that don't suck. Okay. Not feeling good about this game. Not being able to find a hand hate spell. Not good. Seclarian, Fable. That's pretty bad too. Imagine if we had Bone Crusher Giant in our deck. I guess I can like make their loot pretty garbage. I think I would rather just go Gifted AB Dreadbore though. So if I get verdicted, I just lose immediately, probably. Maybe not, I don't know. Possible we don't, just lose. Yeah, the thing is, I don't know that I can beat Verdict anyway. Like, can we... like, does doing this and this really beat Fire's Verdict any better? Like, they just go Fire's Verdict and then we immediately lose the game, regardless. So I think I'd rather punish the loot and hope that he doesn't have Fire's Verdict. Because if he does, we're gonna lose anyway. I can't beat it, so... I'm gonna do this. This also makes Omnath kind of suck, right? Play Omnath, lose 2 life, like... only 1. We played 2. Sure. So only had to loot away one card. That's got to be great for me. Yep, now they verdict off the treasure. Could have double stomp. I'm just going to double block here. Yeah, I didn't think about them treasuring as well, obviously, but... Yep. Right on time. How many man lands does this deck play? Like 3? Ew. There are a lot of ew things about this deck. Yeah. Okay, at least he didn't have Fabled Passage, so we have a chance. Oh, hold up. I think I do want 2 Dreadbores. Do I want the other Fable? Not that much, honestly. That's not much better. As it kind of is. Alright, play this. God, imagine playing Stomp in our deck. Milk is really crushing us right now. This is it's just so embarrassing. Getting a little bit of a taste of our own medicine, though. We did plenty of this to people, too. The Rakdos matchup felt real good. Have I tried Marvel Snap Out yet? No, I have not. Is it fun? I don't even really know what that is. Card game. Oh, nice. Very, very cool. I'll do this. I don't think we can really hit anything good here, but no, how about another land? We've got an attack here. That's all we got. Just trades. Alright. Set another Omnath. Bounces his own Omnath. Okay. Disgusting. And now he verdicts, right? This is going to be disgusting. Bounce your own Omnath, verdict to the table. I can't even be mad about that. I mean, that play was just absolute gas from our opponent. I wish we could make plays like that in our deck, but unfortunately, it's a pretty terrible deck. Yep, you got it. It's disgusting. That's new. We didn't play Detention Sphere in our build, but it seems kind of good. Oh, right on time with his thoughts. He's at least going to rip that Omnath and then lose to whatever else he has. Oh my goodness. Well, it's about time to click the concede button again. We're going to take the Omnath, but probably. I mean, Cavalier Flame's pretty bad for me, too. But at least that card doesn't 2 for 1. Scoop, scoop. Yeah, pretty much. I'm going to take Omnath. I can't beat that one. I can't beat any of it, to be honest, but... Play this. You can actually double block the Cavalier, but he can ley line, so maybe we can't. Actually, he doesn't have enough red mana to play Cavalier and give it haste. Let's kind of see what happens, what he does. I don't think he has enough red mana anyway. Maybe he does, who knows. Can't cast it tapping like that. Oh, he top decked a Kenrith, nice. Have a great time for you. All right, Oblivico, I certainly will. Binding, that's a really smart play. It's very frustrating. He saw the double block. Okay, well, we need to draw another kill spell or we lose. How about another land? Let's try this, I guess. Great. That's exactly what I wanted to draw. Theoretically sets up a triple block, but that doesn't hit the Cavalier. Go. They don't have black mana yet, but there's just no way I can win this game. They're gonna have to screw up so bad. They have to like walk. I guess I could have popped this with the blood. Maybe I was supposed to pop this with the blood, I don't know. Try to find an answer to this, but we just have so few answers. You can actually just put a counter on his Kenrith, so I can't even like set up a good block. Alright, sounds good. Now I can get a swamp too. You're just so frickin' dead. Yeah, I mean I can't block. I have to pop blood here, I guess. Discard this. I mean, sure. Not terrible. It's probably not good enough, really. Okay, I mean, I guess that's all he could really do there, so that makes sense. Nice! As usual, imagine if this were a Liliana. Imagine if this were a playable Planeswalker right now. This looks so bad. It's so bad. I don't think I can survive. Kenrith just murders me. This murders me too. Can Anthem 3 times and then give trample? I just can't beat it. There's no way. I could, I guess, top deck a Dreadbore. So which one do I play? I play this, right? Play this. Don't tap that. That's a good way to lose. Play this. You're talking about the league. Yeah, it's been rough, man. It's been rough. You gotta give James some good content so he knows how bad his deck is. Alright, yeah, we're just totally dead. Just completely dead. Not even close. Alright, let's see if we can get another 2-3. We'll play for those min play points. You know, this deck is awful. This deck is so much worse than normal Rakdos. It's just comical. James is just playing PPTQs on hard mode. Just straight up on hard mode. Imagine how well he'd do at those if he played a good deck. He like top 8s them every week still, even with this pile. Nice hand here. That's good stuff. Alright, we can keep this one. I'm gonna bottom a land. By the Sulphurous Springs. Go. Another Rawfrin Triome deck. We played against this card a lot in this league. It's the third Jeskai Triome deck. Kinda nuts. I'd rather him counter this one, I guess. He might not counter, we'll see. Thinking about it. Definitely has a sensor effect here, feel it, yeah. Worry. Thought about not doing it. There it is. That's okay, though. We're going 3-4 with this hand, so I think I'm okay with him doing that. He would have done it to this, too, probably, so it's fine. I swear if we're playing against Hinata again, I'm going to lose my mind. There's no way we're playing against that deck twice in a league. At least we can deal with it not and out. We're gonna do this. This is just a bait spell right here. If he can counter this, it's a huge, huge win for me. I am praying he counters this. Shucks. Alright, well, I guess I minus and put an Aetherborn in. Gotta get some pressure going. Could have plussed there, but drawing a champion is like not that likely, and I kind of just want to be playing Shieldred next turn anyways. Like a divide by 0. What's going on? 3 mana. I feel like it's a divide by 0. Oh, it's a Prismari command. Yikes. I mean, honestly, it's really not that bad, but it's probably better he does this than makes treasures. Otherwise, if I don't put him in that spot, he just like makes treasure and loots there, which is pretty bad. So I am playing against another Opus deck. This is so silly. Playing against this twice in the same league. It's nuts. Let's see if we can run a little better against it this time. I think we got pretty insanely unlucky in the 2 matches we did get pretty unlucky in today were the Goblins match and the other Hinata match. And then I punted against Black-Green. So some of our losses have maybe been, you know, I mean, 2 of them, I mean, but this deck just doesn't, it's just not as good as normal Rakdos. No way. Alright. Classic. Let's attack. Let's play a Shieldred. Okay. That's pretty bad for me. Opponent's got some decisions to make, apparently. Yep. What is going on here? 5 mana. Is it a fairy? It's an X spell. March. Sure. That's a good draw. They don't have like an opus in their yard or anything. Go. Gearhulk could still be really bad for me here because they have Dig Through Time, so let's hope they don't go land Gearhulk. Okay. Discards the Opus, good lord. Fable, yeah. Kinda don't want him to be able to block here. May just Dreadbore this. I think I'm probably supposed to. Yeah, hold both lands so I can loot them both away. So insanely dead to Gearhulk, it's not even funny. Go. Loot both these away. Does opponent use the Fable is the question. They only pitched one card, so yeah, I know they have a Hulk. They would never... Yep. Well, that's kind of gas. To at least force the Gearhulk before... combat, unless he has multiple. I mean, if he has multiple, I'm just totally dead, but... Alright. I don't think I can win. Do not think I can win this game. Could try to fight through it, but it's just so bad. I'm gonna take one of those. Combat. I'll send my 2-3. And maybe this. I actually like getting a treasure so I can fatal push this. Let's block here. I guess I get to trigger revolt from this. Yeah, it's just this. Just get in there for 2. Gear Hulk Magma Opus. Probably. I suppose it could dig through time too, but probably Opus, right? Yeah, card's just so dumb. Well, hopefully their 2 cards are bad, and hopefully their draw step's bad, and we actually still have a chance if that's the case. Go. Annoying. Okay, that's kind of gas. Kill this. Play Fable. Dude, no way. Negate is in your main deck. Give me a break. Oh, alright, well. I'm gonna bring in all my hearses here too. Just cutting all the pushes, I think. Actually, kind of like a braid here, to be honest. Cletus is terrible. Gifted AB seems pretty bad. And Harvester seems pretty bad to me. Problem is, then I just, like, don't have enough vampires. Probably just have too much removal, I guess. Like a Braid better than Dreadbore. I kind of do in this matchup. Alright, and yet again, we're doing my old trick of opponent, you're on the play. Yeah, I can keep this. This is fine. It's pretty weak to them having a Fable. It's these kind of matchups where not having Stomp is just so unacceptable, because Stomp is just such a perfect answer to opponents having Fable in their deck. We just, like, stomp it, and then we also get a threat. Because you, like, don't want a bunch of removal in your deck against these kind of decks, but Bone Crusher Giant is just a free kill spell for Fable. Alright, opponent. Put me out of my misery. We might. Yep. Yep, we sure are. Probably about to have that happen. I know, the double hearse here is pretty awkward, to be honest. But I don't think I want to mull. We're cold to exactly a Fable hand, but we're pretty good against everything else. Even there, we have our own Fables, we can, like, maybe trade, but...
Liftoff of mission 41B, the first flight of the orbital Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower.
Okay, that's wonderful to get that out of his hand there.
Every core computers now have primary
Sure.
control of critical vehicle functions.
I'm gonna go with a 3-drop here. Or do I want to just get the hearse into play and play around another Dwari effect? The Dwari effect is going to be pretty brutal here, so kind of just want a Fable, to be honest. Go. Okay, didn't have it. Nice. Go. March my shaman, you got it. Yep. This does nothing. No, he has a Fable. Don't worry, dude. I'm getting frustrated and salty by it, too. All right, well, go blank here is going to be cracked. You're definitely go blanking him. I'm pitching this god-awful Sorin. And I think this is a lot less relevant once he gets go blanked. Could have a negate here, but then he loses his treasure and he's still down a card. So this is a very good exchange for me. Yep. Kind of. I mean, now he can, like... I mean, he can dig through time or whatever, but... we'll be getting gear hulked here, that's for sure. Dude, why are people playing this garbage? This is such nonsense. Alright, I think I'm just going to double hearse and just start nuking his yard. Make dig through time not castable. No, it's a Hinata, dude. It's the second time we've played against this deck in this league, which is unbelievable. This deck is not good. Not even remotely good. Go. Even more shocking. Yeah, I agree. It really is. Dude, are you kidding me? He has a third Opus? I cannot believe how well these opponents have drawn in this league. It is the dumbest crap I've ever seen. It is. It is unplayable. This deck is not good. It's not even close to good. If Sorin would have been Liliana, this game was a blowout. It wasn't even close. I would have kept Liliana. We would have edicted the crap out of this, and this would not have been a thing they could have done. But instead, we have this just awful, awful card in our deck that doesn't do anything. Our opponent drew 3 of this in 14 cards, which is also just unbelievable. They had double negate. It's hard to... Shouldn't be that salty about it, honestly. Like, none of it, like... Thank God my opponents didn't draw like this weekend, but this is ridiculous. Like, my Anata opponents have drawn so perfectly, it's just absolute ridiculous. Please nerf it to a... Yeah, no kidding. I'm just kidding. This is so dumb. I'm so pissed off by this. That is so stupid how well those players drew. It is absolutely unbelievable. Okay. We're going to play not awful Rakdos now. We're going to play good Rakdos.